announcer. Announcer.
That's right. Oh my God, we launch tomorrow, Liz.
We do.
So it's still weird. That was weird. Sorry.
Fall down.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to Cougar College. We just wanted to let you all know that tonight's episode is a little sensitive. Our topic tonight is grief, and there is a child loss trigger. Just wanted everyone to have a heads up. We know some folks might not be ready for that, and that's totally fine. But Liz is going to talk to us tonight about the beautiful life of her amazing daughter, Easton, and also walk us through how she and her family have spent the last 8 years working through their grief after Easton's death of cancer. So we are hoping this episode will help those who have lost a child to feel less alone. And if you're living with the grief of losing a child, we are extremely honored that you are here. Welcome to Cougar College.
Welcome, Cougar students, to another episode of Cougar College. I'm Liz.
I'm Chrissy, and we are on the prowl for knowledge.
Yep, we are on a midlife mission to know it all, but not on a mission to teach middle-aged women, such as ourselves, how to pick up young men.
Correct. Nope. Sorry. And tonight's episode is sponsored by the Bungalow Market in downtown Davidson here in North Carolina. A well-designed home is a collection of things old and new and treasures from around the world. Greta McCoy, Bungalow Market's founder and owner, has a passion in finding extraordinary vintage pieces and decor items from parts of Africa and Indonesia that you can't find anywhere else. Bungalow styles include a mix of coastal, mid-century modern, industrial, and bohemian. They carry unique decor items, lighting, and small furnishings from sought-after design sources in High Point, North Carolina. The Bungalow Market also sources gifts by local North Carolina and South Carolina talents from Asheville to Charleston. They would love to meet you, so stop on in and say hello, and also shop online at www.thebungalowmarket.com.
Thanks, Chrissy.
You're welcome.
So tonight's episode is heavy. We debated about whether we should even have a cougar cocktail on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But then we decided we are probably going to need a drink.
Yes.
For this topic. So we chose another beer by Country Boy Brewing, straight out of Kentucky.
Yes, my favorite state.
Yeah, Chrissy's home state.
Yes.
Oh, let me hold it up. The beer is Shotgun Wedding.
Yep. And a funny story about this beer, y'all. Like I said, I am from Kentucky.
Oh, just to preface.
Yes.
I cope with humor.
Yes.
And so that is why we are adding this in to make this episode a little lighter.
Yes.
So please regale us with this story.
We decided this would just help us to get into the episode.
Yeah.
So my grandparents got married. My great-grandfather was not really all that nice of a guy. And he decided that my grandmother shouldn't marry anyone because she needed to take care of him. But my grandfather came, grabbed her, whisked her away, and my great-grandfather decided, I'm going to go shoot that guy. And he followed them in his car with his .22 rifle.
Nice.
Yeah, to go kill my grandfather. But there was a red light, and my grandfather, who really wasn't a rule follower, he ran the red light, but my great-grandfather, who was totally fine with killing someone, but not fine with running a red light, stopped at the red light, and my grandparents got away and got married.
Oh,
So, shotgun wedding.
A true shotgun wedding.
It's a true
one.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay, let's try
This
this.
is again by
Country Boy
Brewing. Yes, they are the same guys who did Cougar Bait. That's right. That's right.
So that Cougar Bait is a blonde ale. This one is a brown ale aged on vanilla beans.
Ooh, vanilla beans. Cheers. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to give it a go. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much.
I actually randomly like this one better than Cougar Bait.
This is better than Cougar Bait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, hold on.
Really good.
Another sip.
It's really good.
Oh my gosh, Liz,
So
I love
good.
it.
Yep, me too.
I love it.
It's
2
so
paws
good.
up.
Oh yeah, 2 paws up.
4 paws up. 4 out of 4, y'all.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Country Boy Brewing.
Yeah, I know, Country Boy Brewing.
That's right. We need this in North Carolina.
We do.
So just so you know,
need this.
They do. Just so you know, we couldn't get this in North Carolina, so one of my cousins in Kentucky went and found it and ran it down to us. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you, Holly.
Thank you. Yep.
Yay.
All right. So now, let's get a little bit more serious. So Liz, before we start, I just want to thank you for the story that you're going to tell us about Easton. I know it's not easy, but you have helped me to understand that it really is important to talk about your daughter. I did not realize that it really is important. Parents, there's a fear, you told me this, that their children will be forgotten.
Yes. So that's a child loss parent's biggest fear, that because they're not here, we don't get to talk about them daily, and it's the biggest fear that they will be forgotten. So thank you for tuning in and listening to this story.
Yeah, it's hard, but I think, and also you helped me to understand too, that there's so many parents out there who have lost children. I did not realize that.
Yeah, because we think it's rare. And we were just talking to someone who commented that it's rare, but I'm not sure that it is.
I don't think it is either.
It's more prevalent than we even imagine. And I probably was tuned into that post Easton's death, to be honest, because then people kind of come out of the woodwork with their stories about their miscarriages and, all the things. So, and they want to talk about it. And I'm always open to talk about it. So I don't even know where to start. Easton Elizabeth Mills was born in Cincinnati, Ohio on August 3rd, 2014. And this will air late September, but we're recording it on August 4th. So just her days, August 3rd and May 5th, when she passed away, are probably the hardest days of the year for me and my family. And it's very, very heavy on our minds. So I'm very glad to talk about it today. Yeah. She was perfectly healthy, beautiful little girl, blonde hair with a bow in her hair,
big bow
every day.
That sweet big bow.
And we moved to North Carolina in 2016, and we settled in. And Easton and I, while Grant, her older brother, that I've talked about all the time.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
He's a 40-year-old man, that 14-year-old.
He's
40, so amazing.
I gave birth to a 45-year-old man.
He's so great. I love him so much.
So while he was at school every day, Easton and I would go to the Lake Norman YMCA. She called it her school. It was her favorite place ever. And fast forward 7 months, we had only been here 7 months when she passed away. On May 2nd of 2017, I knew something was up when I picked her up from the child watch at the Y, but I didn't really think that I wasn't really tuned in that she wasn't really feeling well until May 3rd, Wednesday, May 3rd. I asked her if she wanted to go to the Y, and she said no. And that was a red flag, because I had never heard her say no to the Y. That was her place. She was going regardless of how she felt, even when she was sick. And so I canceled her swimming lesson for that day, and we just hung out at home. By the next morning on May 4th, she was so lethargic. My husband and I were in a panic. I took Grant to school. We took Easton to the pediatrician. I think the pediatrician probably heard the panic in my voice and got us in right away. And he took one look at her and sent us to the first children's hospital here in the Lake Norman area, where things were just, we didn't know what was wrong with her.
Right.
We just thought she was sick, but it was
And they
so,
didn't either, right? They couldn't figure it out.
correct. It was just so strange. So if I rewind a little bit, that morning before I called her pediatrician, I dropped Grant off at school. I came back to the house and my husband was in a panic, of course. And I felt her head. And when your kids are sick, you know they are burning up. It's crazy. She was so cool to the touch, it was unnatural. And that's kind of what started us spiraling. So when we got her to the first children's hospital, they were theorizing different things. I had seen this before, but the synapses were not firing. I still wasn't making the connection. So at one point I brought the doctors and the nurses back into the room and I said, could this be something neurological? She wasn't waking up. She would wake up periodically to answer a question. When she got her IV, she woke up and complained. But other than that, she was completely out, which is bizarre.
That is bizarre.
It is just bizarre to watch.
I can't imagine.
I was in shock immediately because I couldn't even figure out what was going on. And the doctor said that they didn't want to give her a CAT scan because it is a lot of radiation for a 2-year-old, which made sense. And they theorized that, looking at x-rays, they thought she had a distended bowel, which is when your bowel goes back into itself. And the doctor that was on call then had seen it before and it had made kids lethargic. So we thought she was going to be fine.
So you thought she was only like constipated?
Correct.
Okay.
Kind of, but like the bowel had gone back into itself and she would have needed surgery. So that's what we were told. So when nighttime rolled around, Grant had come home, like one of my girlfriends had picked Grant up from, no, that's incorrect. I apologize. My husband left, went and got Grant, dropped him off at home with a girlfriend, and they took care, like she took care of him until, I don't even know when I went home, like 9 o'clock, maybe. And so when that time rolled around, we just thought, we divided and conquered. Grant was always so much like more calm in situations when I was there. And Brandon really, really expressed wanting to be there with Easton.
Right.
And neither one of us thought anything was
of course
going to happen.
Why would you? Yeah.
So we divided and conquered. Brandon stayed with Easton. I went home with Grant. And I was to return, in the morning, I was going to get up, shower, take Grant to school, and then come back to the hospital. She was going to have her surgery. Everything was going to be fine. Also, to note, when you have a brain tumor, you vomit a lot. I was covered in vomit. I wasn't even thinking. Like, I didn't even take a shower that night. I just changed my clothes. It was crazy where my head was.
I would never imagine that a brain tumor would make you throw up. Like, you would think that would be like a stomach tumor, but a brain tumor, it's like, how would you have ever known that? I mean, so...
Right.
How would you know?
My dad I don't think my dad presented with those symptoms. I think he was just falling asleep a lot.
Yeah.
So
listener, Liz's father had also died of a brain tumor. So that's what she's referencing to. Yeah.
Yes. Not the same one, but that's what I think the radar in my mind was going off. Like Easton was not waking up. My dad had fallen asleep, like just mid-lunch, like he would just fall asleep. So I think that's like the radar that was going off in my brain when I brought all the doctors back in and asked if it could be neurological. And they were like, no. But of course, I was so confused and in shock. I didn't push for anything because they know best. So that night, I went home. I put Grant into my bed, and I just went to sleep. I mean, it's so crazy looking back on this timeline too, because I took photos of myself. It was like I was trying to record my mental state. So random. But anyway, that night, Brandon called me at 11:30. Easton had stopped breathing. He basically woke up and she had passed away. And they got her heart started again. And she was on the ventilator, and they were taking her down to Charlotte. At this point, the children's hospital where she was up here in Lake Norman. Excuse me. Actually, not Lake Norman, but up here somewhere. They were transporting her down to Charlotte to Levine Children's Hospital, and I needed to come immediately, obviously. So called my girlfriend Julie, and she came and stayed with Grant. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh, because it was like at that point, midnight. I remember I called my best friend, then I probably called my mom first. And she got in the car at midnight,
Oh my
drove
goodness.
2 hours north to get my mother-in-law, and then they drove 7.5 hours through the night to get to us. And I got to Levine. It was such chaos. It's so funny how crazy an ER is at midnight. And I'm not sure I've ever been to an ER at midnight. And I was just like running around. I had beaten Easton and Brandon to the ER. I was just running around trying to find them. They actually assigned someone to me to help me because I was in a panic.
Yeah, of course you were.
Yeah.
Of course.
And
because she wasn't there yet, right?
She wasn't there yet. They didn't even have her in the system yet.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. The entire waiting room of the ER, it was like something out of a TV show. What was that show that was just on The Pit? That, I don't know if you watched that or not.
I did not.
But the waiting room in that show is just jam-packed and people are mad. And that's what this waiting room was like. And I just could not, I could not like get a hook in reality.
Right.
So anyway, finally Easton arrived. It's so funny that it's raining right now and we're talking about her because that's totally her thing.
She's with us.
Yeah. So as soon as she came through the doors, I knew she was gone. But it was at Levine Children's Hospital where they finally gave her a CAT scan and they found the largest brain tumor that they had ever seen in a 2-year-old. It had progressed in 24 to a little over that hours.
That's shocking to me that they grow that fast.
I don't think it's normal because Levine had never seen anything like it. And it had unfortunately been in just the exact spot where it completely crushed her brainstem, and there's no coming back from that, unfortunately. The silver lining is that she just went to sleep, but
and didn't stop her.
Yes, she was literally healthy 2 days earlier, playing with her brother. Even that Wednesday night, even though I knew she wasn't feeling well, and the day progressed very oddly, she still rallied and played with her brother that night.
And helped you clean.
Yes,
right?
and helped me clean. It was, that is the abbreviated version. Oh my gosh. And so there's so many other facets of this story. Like I just mentioned that it's raining, and that reminds us of Easton. The night where she passed away, it was raining. I could not, so that was 2017 where the construction on 77 was wild. Do you remember this?
Yes.
I never thought that, I didn't, oh my gosh, I thought they would never finish. And it was raining. I could not see. I was all over the road. I was in my glasses because I didn't have time to put my contacts in. I wasn't
trying
even
to get
sure.
to the hospital.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure.
And you didn't know.
I had clothes on at that point.
And you didn't know
gosh.
what had transpired yet, right?
Correct. I had no idea. My husband just called me in a panic and said that she had stopped breathing. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Because these days, I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like, people stop breathing. Oh, they can resuscitate them.
Right.
It's everything.
Well, that's
going to be fine.
Yeah, that's what
Especially,
happened to my mom.
oh yeah. Well, especially a healthy 2-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
How could that happen?
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, I think that's when the shock had started setting in before that. But anyway, so it actually rained at both of her funerals. And then it rains on both of her days. It's rained on her death date was May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, and then her birthday is August 3rd. It's rained on her days ever since, 8 years. It's crazy. It either sprinkles, and we're not always home, so it's not like it's raining here or something, but
Is that comforting?
yes, it's comforting. It makes us think she's here. Yeah. And it rained yesterday on her birthday, and it makes us smile. And it's taken us a while to get to that place. I mean,
Right.
I feel like when this happens, you are looking for signs.
Sure.
And, you get a lot of signs at the beginning, tons of them. And it's comforting. And I think that's how God comforts.
Oh, yeah. It's like the mercy
You.
of God, for
Yes,
sure.
absolutely. But again, there's so many other facets of the story that, I mean, we were surrounded by the best people during this time. We had literally moved here 7 months before.
Right. You guys didn't know so many
I
people.
know, and
Yeah.
people wrapped their arms around us, and it was so amazing. I thought that I was going to talk about that forever. I gave you a super great version. Yeah. So,
I would say, so as someone who, I've never experienced that kind of loss, but let's start with this.
okay.
Someone like me, so we'd only known each other about 6 or 7 months when that happened.
Yes.
And I
Chrissy?
remember.
Chrissy was at the Y. Did we mention that?
I don't remember.
Okay,
I don't
Chrissy was at the Y. We worked out together, and that was where my main friend group
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's where your community was.
Yes.
We saw each other at least 3-4 days a week
Mm-hmm.
because we were working out in the same class.
Yes.
And I remember when Julie came in and she took us all aside and she said, listen, Liz's daughter, Easton, passed away last night. She was coming in to work out because she needs to be around people. And knowing you now, you are an extrovert. And knowing the whole story, you needed to be around people. And these were your people.
Right.
So,
I
yeah,
needed
these were your people.
some type of normalcy
Right.
because my world had just been turned upside down. I was literally just trying to grasp at anything that would help me survive.
Right.
Woo.
And I'm assuming you needed a break.
Yes.
So you came to the gym and we did the workout class together. It was very solemn, but everyone was so glad that you were there because you needed it. That was kind of for your mentally, emotionally, you needed to be there.
Right.
And
It's funny, I barely remember that.
I remember.
Because I remember things so vividly sometimes, and there's pieces that I just don't.
Well, I would assume that at that point you were still in shock.
I think I was in shock for like 6 years.
Oh, of course you
I'm
were.
not even kidding.
Absolutely.
And I have done so many crazy things. We'll talk about that.
You can.
To try to survive this.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how. You're such an optimist, and listening to you talk about the silver linings. And, I'm a pessimist. I would be like, I'm just gonna die now. I'm just gonna roll up in a ball and never come out of my room.
The
But
funny,
you are not that person.
oh, thanks, friend. Well, I think having Grant helped. I think about that because if I had not had Grant, I literally could have curled up in a ball underneath the covers and never emerged again.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, that sounds dramatic. But
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
It doesn't sound dramatic at all. I mean, when you lose a child, I can't imagine. I mean, when someone's mean to my kid, I want to kill them.
yeah,
So I can't imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
the funny thing is,
Yeah.
I feel like God protected my mind because I was always, it's so weird looking back on my mental state. Her entire life, I was always like, Easton's fine. she's fine. She, like, even when she was sick, I was like, she's gonna be fine. Like, even at the hospital that day, I was like, she's gonna be fine. And it was,
Second kid too.
yeah, true.
First kid, you're like, nothing's fine. Second kid, everything's fine.
True, I know. I was like, she's gonna be fine. But I do remember when she was laying there, there was I don't even know what you call it. It's not a nurse, but it was an employee who like delivers books and stuff for the kids. And she was like, oh, would she like a book? Would she like a coloring book or like something to read? And I remember being like, she's not waking up. Like what? At that point, I was super confused. And that poor woman,
She
was
probably
probably like,
dealing with.
oh
Yeah.
my
She had no
gosh.
idea.
Yeah, poor thing.
Yeah.
Yes. We did have the best nurse at first hospital. I've talked about the other nurse.
Yeah.
Who was not the
There's
best.
good and bad, for sure.
But we had the best nurse at that hospital. She actually showed up at the funeral. She was like an angel.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she was very young. Easton was her first. Her heart. So
Oh,
she
sure.
came to the funeral and I saw her. It was Miss Davidson.
Oh my God.
I know, it's so crazy. I mean,
Oh, that was fortuitous.
I know, totally. I don't think I.
You need
read
to
about her.
throw her
Yeah,
in
She's
there.
like an
Yeah.
angel. I'm not
Oh,
even
man.
kidding. I think.
Totally. Oh, I believe that.
I think my husband and I thought she was an angel. Seriously.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So with, for people like me, I was kind of going into this earlier. When you showed up at the YMCA, God, I just wanted to go hug you. I wanted to, I mean, I was tearing up. But I was like, okay, don't cry, because you have to be strong for your friends. You can't ask her anything. You can't talk about it. You can't. I had no idea what to do. And obviously no one's going to know what to do.
No.
You didn't know what to
No.
do at the time.
Yeah.
But let's fast forward a few days or weeks into the future. How can someone like me support someone like you who has gone through the death of a child? Because I know that, and I'm an awkward person. Actually, yes, I am. I'm so awkward. But
I'm awkward too, like especially at the gym. I find myself super awkward.
But I wanted to do something, but I was afraid. What kind of advice would you give to someone like me who wants to love you, but is afraid to make it worse, is afraid to do anything? So I remember, to my shame, I don't think I did
Oh my
anything. I
gosh.
came to the funeral, but I don't think I did anything because I was afraid.
Well-
what can people do?
Well, and so like you and I were kind of like, because we didn't see each other as much as my other girlfriends.
Right.
So they, you were busy, girl. You were running a business.
I know, but that sucks.
Well, no.
That sucks.
I mean, it just, you and I weren't as close then.
Yes.
We're super close now, but some of my other girlfriends, like, they just did, and it's not necessarily like the hugging or it is like saying, I'm sorry for your loss, but like when it's super fresh like that, that is
Right.
kind of awkward because it's just, I have a photo of you actually in one of those classes at the gym. This is a tangent, sorry. Because I was just looking back at that time period, and you're in the photo with us working out. Yeah, you were there.
I remember trying to come. I wanted to make sure I was there, but again, I didn't say anything because I didn't know what to say.
Oh, girl, I didn't even know what planet I was on. But so some of my other girlfriends just literally took over. They stocked our fridge. They took care of Grant. They just left these baskets of stuff. And that was a lot of people in our neighborhood, actually. They just kept leaving basket after basket after basket.
Like
Food,
Yeah.
books, like self-care products and stuff for Grant, lots of
How
toys.
sweet.
And our neighbor would just mow our lawn and not even like ask. And we would go out there and be like, David, what are you doing? He's like, nope, I'm good.
I got it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
and then,
awesome.
I know.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
very good.
Everyone says meal train, but let me tell you, we tried to refuse that meal train, and it was the best thing ever, because I literally I was just trying to be present for Grant, as present as I could,
Mhm.
and just going through like the motions. He was in kindergarten then, and just going through the motions of life to try to like survive, to like be a good mom to him.
Sure.
And I literally couldn't cook. I love to cook. I like could not pull it together. So that was amazing. Yeah. And then I think people gave us like cleaning services and stuff. My gosh.
That I would
Yes.
never even thought of that. That's
Yes.
genius.
Yeah. Cleaning gift cards. And then just like simple things like stocking the fridge.
Yeah.
Like, that helped so much. Oh my gosh. And people were just bringing us we had so much food.
Oh,
But then we also had so many flowers. And I was like, oh.
Are the flowers comforting, or is that like no?
Now, I'm not a plant person. So maybe for a plant person, they are. But I was like, what do you do with all these flowers? Now, they are the sweetest gesture ever.
Yeah.
I would never want anyone to feel bad for sending us flowers, because that's what you do when someone passes away.
It is what you do, but is it what you should do?
No, probably not.
Probably not,
Yeah.
because the flowers,
They die.
they die.
And then I had all these random pots, dead flowers. Oh my gosh. I remember my neighbor would just go to Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Oh yeah.
And just like bring me
This is amazing.
Prosecco and Nothing Bundt Cakes, and it was just amazing.
That's lovely. Okay.
It's lovely.
Note to self:
Yeah.
Prosecco and Nothing
Nothing
Bundt
Bundt
Cakes.
Cakes.
Those are
Yeah.
glorious. Yeah.
Seriously.
So how about this? Let's switch it. For people like me who are awkward.
You're not awkward.
Yes, I am. I love you for saying that. But you love me, that's why you're saying that. But I know you know I'm awkward.
No, you're not. Have you met me? Especially in my perimenopause state, I'm like the most awkward person.
Oh, it's so rough. So, okay. Not that I want you to give me examples of what people said, but I kind of do.
Oh, yeah.
What should you not say to a grieving parent?
Well, do you want me to talk about the hospital or no?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Well, so Easton hadn't even passed away at that point.
Mm-hmm.
When we were in the first hospital that morning, before I took Grant to school, that was essentially the day that Easton stopped breathing that night. I thought I was going to take Grant to school and then go to the gym. Easton was still sleeping when I left, so I don't think I realized the situation until I got home from dropping Grant off. So I was dressed in my gym clothes. It was an unseasonably warm spring. Even though that day was cold, I still thought I was going to be sweating at the gym. I had shorts on and like a tank top. I don't even think I had a sweatshirt with me, because by the time I laid eyes on Easton, I didn't even think to grab a sweatshirt.
Sure.
The nurse in the first hospital, not the nice nurse, not the angel nurse, this other nurse.
The antithesis.
I know, oh my gosh. So I had like both in the same place. Kept commenting loud enough for me to hear about my shorts.
That's insane.
And
I can't believe that.
She works in the PQ, what is that? Pediatric Intensive Care Unit of a hospital, with parents going through the craziest things. It was crazy. That was definitely inappropriate.
Which is another testament to, for anybody, you never know what people are going through.
Well, she was watching us go through that.
That's crazy.
That's a little crazy. But
just watch your mouth, folks.
I know. I was trying to give her grace. I don't even know. Like, maybe she was trying to process the situation too. And
no, I think she was just mean.
Probably.
I just think she was not nice.
Probably.
She had a rough day.
Yes. But oh my gosh. Yeah. I have had some other people say the craziest things to me. What have I told you? I'm like drawing a blank.
You said you talk about your daughter and You said multiple people. I was like, oh, you can have my daughter then.
I know. Oh, yes.
Which is crazy.
And listen, most of these people have the best heart.
They're probably awkward like me and have no idea what to say and just butcher it.
Yes, no.
Horribly.
There's two examples especially that just are coming from the best place, but they're like, oh, I'll just give you my daughter. And I'm like, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. That's not helpful.
No.
Not helpful.
No, they're coming from a good place.
Right.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But
and
I
then
guess
everything happens for a reason.
Oh yeah, that and I've heard people say, and
she's
trust
in
me,
a better
y'all.
place.
Yes, we're not calling anyone out
No.
because again, I just want to reiterate, I am very awkward, and I'm sure other people feel very awkward in these situations too. You have no idea what to say, and so people who say, "Oh, heaven's got another angel," and all this stuff, that is not helpful.
Yes, no. Well, and I know, and they might just be trying to process it themselves.
Right.
Because the sudden death of a 2-year-old from cancer is kind of rare, even though I have heard of another situation, which I was telling you earlier today. Mm-hmm. It's the only one that I've heard, but obviously it's not that rare. It was another 2-year-old, kind of the same situation, knew she was sick, but got so sick that they life flighted her and she died in the helicopter, and it turned out that she had leukemia.
Right. And they didn't even know she had cancer, right?
Nope. Same scenario, kind of. Yeah. So
gosh, that's heartbreaking.
So, I mean, it can be shocking. And then people's reactions to it are like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. And then you don't know what to say, and then you just say random stuff.
Random stupid things. Like I would say, oh God, I hope I didn't say anything stupid.
You did not, no.
Are you just saying that because they're my friends?
No, Chrissy, I think I would have remembered because I remembered like every specific detail of
I can't remember what I said to you at the funeral. I came to the funeral and I gave you a big hug, and I remember you just looked like you were in utter shock, which you were. Now knowing you now that we're good friends and we can talk about it, and you talk about being in shock, I remember the look in your face, the look in your eyes.
Yes. I had also had a Xanax because they literally had to medicate me at the hospital because I had a panic attack. I had a panic attack. They had to medicate me just to get my blood pressure down. Obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So they had to medicate me. And then I decided to just kind of stay on that until I got through her funerals, because we had to talk to so many people. I just wanted to be a little bit numb, and everyone's reactions were all over the place. Like one of our good friends, he cried so hard, and I needed to kind of be numb.
Right. Right. So listener, just so you know, what we're talking about is Easton had 2 funerals, one in North Carolina, where Liz was living at the time, and then she is from Maryland, so they went back up to Maryland and had a second funeral.
Yes, and that's where Easton is buried, in Maryland, near my dad. We had to buy a plot. We had to buy a family plot, which is wild
at this age.
So my husband and I have plots on opposite sides of her, and then we actually bought, I think, 6, just in case Grant wants some someday, and he might not, and that's fine. Right. No pressure.
Sure. Yeah, no pressure to be in the family plot. Okay. Also, listener, Liz deals with things with humor, and some people might think that's odd, but I don't. I think, you know what? You grieve how you grieve.
Yeah, I'm either laughing or crying. I literally, that's, if I didn't laugh, I would be crying all the time. All the time.
I get that.
Because I miss her so much. And so I have to laugh.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I have a healthy child. I have a healthy husband, and anyway, that's how I'm coping.
I think it's great.
Thanks.
Another thing that you said to me that I thought was very, very important was, for a long time, I was afraid to talk to you about Easton. I didn't want to bring it up.
Yes.
I didn't want to upset you. But then you told me parents like to talk. They like to have the opportunity to talk about their child, because one of the big fears is that their child will be forgotten.
Yes.
And so I didn't realize that. That makes perfect sense. I've never
But
had
you
a child.
wouldn't.
Yeah, I've never had a child die, but I love talking about my kids.
Yeah.
And so it just makes sense that you would want to talk about her. And I love that you talk about her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, so
You're
don't,
welcome.
like, listeners, don't ever, feel bad. Like, if you know someone who suffered a child loss, ask them about the child. It gives them an opportunity to remember them and talk about them.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's everyone,
right.
but
Or
it's
every day.
most.
Or every day.
Or every
But
day, but it's
maybe
most.
birthdays, maybe the anniversary of their death.
Yeah, it's most. I mean, I had a friend ask me about her on Friday. She was like, I know I've known you for forever, but I've never really heard Easton's story. Now, she may have gotten more than she wanted. I was like, be careful what you ask for, because I'll tell you everything. But it gives me a chance to talk about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like most people want to talk about
I
their
think you're
children.
right, because on our last episode, we had Sarah from Seed to Sanctuary.
Yes.
And I wasn't going to bring it up at all, but she did bring it up. She brought up her daughter Lizzie, who had passed away. And as she was talking about it, I was like,
Yeah.
I love that. Let's talk about Lizzie.
Yes.
And so I realized you're right. Parents enjoy talking about their kids because, their kids that have passed away, because it makes them feel closer to them.
Yes.
It just, they still existed.
They did,
They're
and they
still-
don't get
yeah.
to talk about them.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And one of the things I really appreciate that you do, and I didn't realize this at the time, but when people ask you how many kids you have, you always say 2.
It's
And
it's hard.
I'm sure.
It's
I'm
hard.
sure. Because Easton passed away 8 years ago,
Yes.
but you always say 2. And when I hear you say that, I know people are going to ask about your kids. What grade are they in?
I
Blah,
know.
blah, blah. What kind of sports are they in? Blah, 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 blah. And you handle it with such beauty and grace. And you talk about Grant and you say, oh, my daughter Easton, she passed away 8 years ago to cancer. And it's always so brave. I feel like it's so brave because of course they're going to ask about it, and they're going to, and then you have to talk about it, but realizing that maybe you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It because she's a real person.
Right. And it's taken 8 years to figure out what to say.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sometimes, like, I don't want to go into it. If it's a stranger I know I'm never going to see again,
Sure.
sometimes I don't want to go into it. But most of the time, I do.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I remember asking, and this was a dad, and he did not mean anything by this, but this was right after Easton died, and I was like, oh my gosh, when people ask me, what do I say? And he was like, you say you have 1 kid. And I'm like,
Oh no.
what?
Oh,
I was
Dad.
like, dads.
No.
They don't get, I mean, not every dad. That's not
Right.
what I mean. But I was like, oh my gosh.
Right.
He was just trying to help
He
me
was
with
just
the
trying.
easiest
Yeah.
thing that he thought, like, yeah,
Sure.
that would be helpful.
So if someone wanted to give a gift to a
Oh, yeah.
grieving parent, what would you say to? I mean, is it okay to give a gift?
Yeah.
And if someone like me were to give a gift, what would you suggest?
Like we talked about previously, something helpful, like the house cleaning.
Oh, right.
Yes. The Prosecco and the cake.
The wine.
That's the best
Yes,
gift.
please.
The best gift. Something for self-care, like for women, of course, like pedicures, manicures, like skincare. My best friend gifted Grant and I. She wasn't leaving Brandon out, but she knew that she had already discussed this with Brandon.
Right. Sure.
She gave us plane tickets to Florida to come to Disney and what was it, Aquatica, like the SeaWorld water park?
Yeah,
or something?
whatever it was.
Yeah, she gifted us
Oh,
plane
man.
tickets.
That was nice.
Yeah, oh my
Goodness
gosh.
gracious.
So nice. Yeah. Yeah, so vacation, that would be amazing.
Vacation.
Gifts, vacations. No.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, like for dads, I don't know, just get them out of the house somehow.
Yeah.
like buy a golf round.
Oh yeah, a golf round.
Yeah.
That's something outside.
Something that, yeah, and it's their
Yeah.
focus is completely on something else.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. You're so brave to talk about this.
Thanks, friend.
You're welcome.
My best friend gave us a bunch of like photos framed too, stuff like that.
And that's comforting?
Mm-hmm. It
Okay.
is, yeah. We still have her photo everywhere.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we like to see her.
Yeah. And I'm sure that it's nice to have people who remember her
Yes.
tell you stories about her,
Yes.
talk about things they loved about her. I
Yes.
remember the big bow that she
Yes.
wore. Oh my God, she was so cute.
Every year, I have people here in North Carolina that knew her from the Y
Mhm.
reach out to me and just tell me her favorite thing.
Oh my gosh,
Still, like yesterday,
that's beautiful.
she used, when Grant had swim team, she would, you know that, I don't even know, did your kids swim at the Y?
Mhm, they did.
Okay.
They took
So
swim
that-
lessons there. Yep.
So that little waiting area.
Yeah.
That's like looks out over the pool or whatever. Easton would dance in that waiting area every day. And one of my girlfriends just reached out to me. She was like, that's how I remember Easton. Oh, yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Yeah. So would it be okay and appropriate for people to reach out to you on her birthday
Yes.
and on her anniversary, the anniversary of her death?
Yes.
That's okay?
Oh, yes. I love it. I want to hear from people. Again, it keeps her alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like, hey, I remember her.
Yeah.
Because she did that.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She's alive now in heaven, my friends.
Yes.
So do you as a family have any particular things that you do that are special on her birthday or on the anniversary of her death? Do you have any traditions or things that you do as a family? Because I know that Grant was 5.
He was 6.
6.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. It's funny that you say that because when she first died, we would have to be in Maryland at her grave every single year on her birthday. And now life has, Grant's in high school now, and life just takes you in different directions, and you can't always be there. And it's okay. So we don't necessarily have traditions. We just make sure that we're together. But at the same time, now that 8 years has passed, I was telling you this? I don't want, Brandon and I, my husband and I, will carry this for the rest of our lives. I don't feel like Grant needs to carry this. Of course, he's going to remember his sister, but does he need to sit in grief and not enjoy life on those 2 dates like Brandon and I do? I do not feel it. I don't want him to have this ball and chain, but
Right.
weight, that I don't want to change that. So I kind of talked to him about that this year because they were close. I know she was only 2 and he was only 6, but
She was
literally,
almost 3.
she was close to 3.
Yeah.
And they were inseparable, literally from sun up to sundown. And
That's so sweet.
losing her completely changed for the better. He's such a compassionate kid because of it, because he's seen things that most of his age have not seen. But again, at the same time, I don't want him to live in this world that his dad and I live in, So,
Sure.
yeah.
Well, you also mentioned that there were silver linings. And obviously you're not talking about, oh, this good thing happened because she died. Thank God she died. You're not saying that, obviously.
Right.
But, as a Christian, I believe that God can take our mourning and our grief, and he, because he loves us so much, he can take it and redeem it and make something beautiful out of what we're going through. So what do you
Absolutely.
feel like you've talked to me about the silver linings before, like what have you seen?
Well, it definitely her I help message. Easton, everything that I did, whether it was sweeping the porch, whether it was cleaning the house, doing the dishes, cooking. And for some reason, that stuck with my husband and I don't know why, because I mean, it's probably normal when they're that age, they want to help you. It's, you know, what you're doing is interesting.
My kids did not want to help me.
No, okay.
I think it's
Well,
just her.
And maybe, you know, I always say, and I've said this in a lot of things that I've done over the years with nonprofits, etc. So when we were sitting in the room after she had passed away with the social worker, I feel like it was her. I just got this overwhelming sense of her I help message. And I was like, I grabbed my husband and I was like, the only way that we are going to get through this is helping others, literally. And I feel like maybe, I don't know if this sounds dumb or not, but maybe she was trying to leave us with that before she passed away.
I don't think that sounds dumb.
Okay.
I think that's beautiful.
Thank you, friend.
Yeah,
but it has
absolutely beautiful.
It's really gotten us through things. And I try to put her I help message out there, like through Cookies for Kids Cancer, which is one of the nonprofits that we have kind of worked with over the years. And just because I don't know, it just stuck with us. And it's been instrumental in getting us through it, but it's also, it sticks with me. Like I have had so many ups and downs with this, where I have worked with nonprofits and volunteered and been on committees, et cetera, and then after a while I just want to go hide, but that I help message keeps popping back up and I keep coming out of my cave.
But you have to take care of yourself.
Oh,
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to have those lulls, those
Yes.
periods of kind of hiding, because you have to go into yourself and make sure everything's okay and rest and do all those things and then come back out.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
But-
people have to understand that and give you space. Give you space.
Yes.
Not everybody understands
Not
that.
everybody
but-
understands
but
that, and that's
they-
okay.
They do. People need to give you space to be able to grieve and process what you're going through, because
Yes.
I'm sure it doesn't matter how many years passes.
No,
It's there still, you know.
Yeah.
And there are things I'm sure that are bringing it to your mind often, and sometimes you just have to take care of yourself and
Yes.
sit back and not.
yeah.
Just say no.
The
Just-
thing,
just
yeah,
say no.
and the thing is, like, grief is grief. Let me be clear. But for some reason, like, my dad's death made sense, you know,
Yeah.
to me. And he was my favorite person on the planet. He was my cheerleader. He literally was my best friend. But for some reason, I guess Easton's death is so out of the norm for me.
For anybody, yeah.
Probably for anyone.
Sure.
It's just, yeah, you know, I mean, time helps. I don't know if people will get mad at me for saying that, but, you know, we have found that time does help in certain aspects of the grief of a child, but you still carry it with you every day. Yeah.
I remember one time when Kevin and I were living in Virginia Beach, we were at a yard sale. We hadn't had children yet, and it was an older gentleman, and I mean, he was probably, I don't know, in his 60s or something, and we were chit-chatting with him, and he started talking to us about his daughter. I think she'd been in her 30s when she passed away. And he just kept talking about her, and I just sat there and I listened, and I was like, oh my gosh, he was smiling.
Aww.
He just loved talking about her. And I was pregnant with Lily, my first daughter, and he was just so overjoyed with me being pregnant, and he just wanted to talk to me about it. And we were, you know, talking about his daughter, and I asked him, how do you get through it? And he said, I'll never live long enough to get over it.
Yeah.
And I will never forget him saying that, and it just gutted me. And but again, going back to you saying, parents want to talk about their kids.
Yes, they do.
So they don't get forgotten. And I didn't know this gal who had passed away, but he had so much joy in talking about her, and I just sat there and I listened, and I was like, that was the most beautiful experience, him talking about her and what he was saying about her. It was just so much joy and love in her life. And I mean, Kevin and I, that was we've been married 25 years now, and we, every now and then, one of us will still mention that.
Oh,
Because
yes.
it was still beautiful. It was
Yes.
beautiful.
I don't know if you remember this or not, but when Barbara Bush?
I don't know.
George H.W. Bush? Or Barbara Bush? I don't know. Bushes? The
The
first
Bushes?
Bush?
The first ones?
The first one. The first Bush president. They lost a 3-year-old daughter
Oh, I
to
didn't know
cancer.
that. What?
Yeah. Oh gosh. And like,
Oh, I didn't know.
oh yes, they talked about her all the time. I mean, even in their old age. And so when they
Wow.
passed away, I don't know if you remember this, everyone was drawing these cartoons of their daughter meeting them
Oh my
in
gosh.
heaven. Oh my gosh, like it just
love that so
yes,
much.
me too.
So I've had several, so I'm an artist by
Or
trade.
is it George W. Bush? Which is
George
the first
W.
one?
W is the second.
Okay, so
George-
it's H.W.
Yes.
Yeah,
That one.
okay.
So I've had, not that I want to switch this to me at all, but don't think that.
Kind of friend.
But I've had, I'm an artist by trade, and I've had several people reach out to me who have had miscarriages, and I've created these paintings for people.
Oh, yes.
Maria, our producer, actually was the first one who asked me to do this. She, I cannot remember the book, but I'll find it out and we'll put it at the bottom of the podcast.
Okay.
There's a book that talks about when someone passes away, you're standing at the shore watching the ship carry them away, and it's so sad because they're going away from you and you're never going to see them again. But if you flip it to the other side, the ship is coming in to another shore, and there's just all these people on that shore in heaven just rejoicing and celebrating that that ship is coming in because they get to see that person and spend an eternity with them. And so she had me paint that picture one time, and I just did it for her. And then I've had multiple people who've lost children contact me and want me to paint another version of that painting.
I love that.
Which I love. It's just my joy to do that. So if anyone is grieving a child, and you know someone grieving a child, it's kind of like a ministry that I do.
Yes.
You are more than welcome to contact me. hello@cougarcollege.com.
Yes.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
hello@cougarcollege.com. That's our email. Please feel free to reach out.
That's our
because-
official email.
Yeah, that's the official. I keep
Yes.
forgetting what it is.
Oh, but do you
But,
know,
yeah.
I have had to that point, I love that you do that, friend, but I've had so many people tell me, and I've actually read it a couple times, that they say that time does not exist in heaven.
Oh,
So when we
correct.
get
Yeah.
up there,
Yeah.
it'll be like no time has passed.
correct. Yes,
know.
I've heard that as
That
well.
brings me comfort.
And it's funny because I've also heard there's this one book they made into a movie, Heaven is for Real or something.
Oh yeah.
And it's this little boy who passed away. He had a appendix rupture,
Oh,
and he
gosh.
talked about what he saw in heaven, and he would talk about his pop or his I'm butchering this, I'm totally butchering this, but it was his grandfather, and he would talk about this grandfather to his father, and his father showed him a picture, and he was like, no, that's not him. And then he showed him a picture when his father was like, I don't know, 27 years old. He's like, yeah, that's him. And so that's very encouraging that you get up there and everyone's going to be in the prime of their lives,
Yes.
whatever age they were, and we're all going to spend this beautiful time together, enjoying life together, infinite life,
Yes.
in the prime of our lives. And I mean, who knows? Easton might be 20 when you get
I
up
know.
there. you
My
know?
dad always theorized, this is random and probably
That's okay.
completely incorrect.
No,
but
it's
my
okay.
dad always theorized that when you get to heaven, everyone's 33 because that's the age when Jesus died. And it's
That's
the perfect
interesting.
age. That's what my dad used to always say.
I love that.
I know.
Because honestly, when I think about the prime of my life, I think about when I was like 35 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's great. I'm gonna
Yes.
hold on to that.
Oh, okay, yes, please do.
I want to be 33
Same.
again.
So before we end, I just wanted to give. Wait, what? Are you okay?
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
As I'm chugging my beer.
That's okay,
I'm
friend.
so awkward.
We're
I love you. I love that you love me in my awkwardness and not like, oh my God, you're crazy. Stop drinking your beer.
No, I didn't even notice.
It's a really
Okay.
good beer.
So, oh, it is really good.
So good.
You are way ahead of me. I know. Okay.
I'll drink your beer too.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want to just leave you with 5 things to help grieving parents.
Yes,
And I feel
this
like
is helpful.
this relates to all grief, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we went over a couple of them. So I'm just going to give you 5 for now. Maybe on another episode we'll go into more. But anyway, number 1 is listen. Don't impart knowledge. Don't tell them everything happens for a reason. Do tell them their feelings are valid, and do tell them that you are sorry for their loss. Number 2 is don't ask, just do. Show up with groceries and stock their fridge, mow their lawn, organize their other friends, meal trains, help with day-to-day chores and errands, and childcare.
That's so helpful for
Yes.
people like me to know.
Oh my gosh, when you can't get
that's
out of
great.
bed,
Yeah.
seriously. Number 3 is wait. Be patient. It is going to take them a while to figure out their new normal. So if they aren't reaching out as much as they used to, don't take it personally. Their emotions will be running high for quite a while. And they may say crazy things. Just be patient with them. I probably said the most crazy things. I can't even think of an example right now. But
You never said
literally,
anything crazy to me, but-
literally at the funeral, I was smiling at people. And I just for 6 months after that, I was just saying the most wild things.
Hopefully people will understand that.
Yes.
I mean, how can
Thank
they
goodness
not? How
a lot
can
of
they
people
not?
gave me grace.
Yeah.
I could not pull it together.
Yeah.
Number 4 is reconnect. So if you are feeling that space, don't bombard them, but make the effort to keep the friendship and relationship alive. Invite them to lunch, invite them for a walk, and invite them to do something that's distracting and to take their mind off of everything that they're going through, because they will be grieving for quite some time. I mean, the rest of their lives, but they'll probably be in shock for years. So, and number 5 is celebrate. Celebrate their wins. Offer to celebrate their child's special days. I mean, even if you're just sending a card. My best friend still, obviously she calls me, but she still sends my family a card, writes a long note. Not that you have to do that, but it's very special to us that she does that every single year and just, says something that she remembers about Easton. Yeah.
I love that.
And talk about their child, so it gives them the opportunity to do so. Because, again, like we said, it's important.
Yeah, it's important to remember that.
I love it. It's fun.
Thanks, Liz, for talking about
You're
this.
welcome.
I know this was hard.
We have to do some episodes like this, though. So thank you for tuning in.
Because,
into this.
life is not always funny.
It isn't.
Life is
It's
hard.
real.
Life
Yeah.
is hard. Life is real. And, we have to talk about the real stuff sometimes, too. We can throw some humor into the real stuff, but, life is not always easy.
Yes.
It's not.
And I have been through a lot of grief counseling in my life, not only for my daughter, but also for my dad, etc. So if anyone is looking for resources to help with grieving, please reach out to us. Email us at hellocougarcollege.com, and we can provide some local resources. But there's also some
online stuff.
some online stuff out there specifically for child grief, but for any grief.
Yeah, I was really surprised about how many podcasts there were out there about child loss.
Oh yeah,
So,
lots and lots of
yeah.
Instagram accounts actually.
Yeah. All right, so y'all, that's it for tonight. Another big thanks to Bungalow Market for being our sponsor tonight. Please look for our next episode to drop every Tuesday, along with our blog posts on Substack, and check out our YouTube channel as well. And you can find links to all of these at the end of each podcast episode.
Yep. Have a great evening, Cougar students. Keep learning, keep being curious, keep having fun, but don't party until your studying is done.
That's right. And as always, may you end the day wiser than when you began it. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.